Hello students, myself Anna Sahib Gorane from RBNB College Srirampur. In last lecture we have studied about the photoelectric effect from the chapter dual nature of radiation and matter. This is an experimental setup of a photoelectric effect. We know it consists of a evacuated glass tube having a side window W, quartz window. Through this window a source of light enters from the source on the emitter plate. Two electrodes are fixed here. One is photosensitive emitter plate and other is the collector plate. This is the evacuated tube. Light enters through this quartz window and photoelectrons are emitted. These photoelectrons are attracted by the collector plate, and this emitter and collector are connected to variable source, potential source. This is commutator to change the potential between the plates, or it changes the potential. Positive or negative potential is given by using this commutator. This microammeter, when the electron flows through the circuit, we call it as a current or photoelectric current. That current is measured by using this microammeter, and potential difference between the plates is measured by using this voltmeter. This is potential divider arrangement, and this is the variable voltage source. Now we know photoelectric effect. The emission of electrons by the metal surface when radiation of suitable frequency is incident on it. That frequency we call it as a threshold frequency, nu zero. Definition of threshold frequency is the minimum frequency of incident radiation for which photoelectrons are emitted or photoelectrons are emitted from the emitter. This is the photoelectric effect we know. Now here we see some observations from experiment on photoelectric effect. We see some observations on this experiment one by one. These observations are also very important. Effect of frequency on photocurrent. First is effect of frequency of incident radiation on photocurrent, or it is also called as photoelectric current. Photocurrent or photoelectric current. We have to study the different effects. First is effect of frequency on photoelectric current. The intensity of radiation is kept constant here. Intensity of incident radiation is kept constant. And frequency is increased or frequency is changed, or it is increased. One main thing is here intensity is kept constant and frequency is increased. At a low frequency, photoelectrons are not emitted by the emitter. But as frequency is increased, at a certain frequency, we call it as a threshold frequency, the photoelectrons are emitted. At threshold frequency, photoelectrons are emitted. For high frequencies, photoelectrons are emitted, but at low frequency, photoelectrons are not emitted, but it emits photoelectrons at a certain minimum frequency. We call it as threshold frequency. So if frequency of incident radiation is greater than threshold frequency, photoelectrons are emitted. Photoelectrons are emitted. Below this threshold frequency, there is no photoelectric emission. Intensity of the radiation is kept constant. Even if intensity is low, above threshold frequency photoelectrons are emitted. So photoelectric emission depends on this threshold frequency. It is the minimum frequency of incident radiation for which photoelectrons are emitted. Below that frequency, photoelectric emission is not possible. So this is the threshold frequency, and this is the effect of frequency on photoelectric current. For low frequency it is not possible. Above this frequency there is only photoelectric emission. Then our second observation from this experiment is there is no time lag between incidence of radiation and emission of photoelectrons. There is no time lag between incidence of radiation and emission of photoelectrons. As soon as radiation is incident on the emitter, at the same time photoelectrons are emitted. That time interval is very small, about 10⁻⁹ seconds. That is very small time. We call it as there is no time lag between the incidence of radiation and emission of photoelectrons from the metal surface. Even if intensity is low, photoelectrons are emitted if frequency of radiation is greater than the threshold frequency, and there is no time lag. It is an instantaneous process. As soon as radiation is stopped, at the same time photoelectric emission also stops. There is no time lag. So this is our second observation. Then third observation, these observations are very important in this experiment. Effect of intensity of light on photoelectric current. Effect of intensity of light on photoelectric current, or we call it as a photocurrent. To study this effect, frequency and accelerating potential are kept constant. Frequency of light and accelerating potential these two quantities are kept constant. The frequency is kept constant above the threshold frequency, because below the threshold frequency photoelectric emission is not possible. To study the effect of intensity on intensity of light on photocurrent, frequency greater than threshold frequency is kept constant, and accelerating potential is also kept constant. And if we plot a graph of photocurrent against the intensity of the light and photocurrent, this graph is straight line passing through the origin. This graph is straight line passing through the origin. It indicates that as intensity is increased, a photoelectric current also increases. Photoelectric current increases linearly with the intensity if frequency and accelerating potential are kept constant. So this is our third observation in this experiment. Now see next observation here. We have to study the different factors on the photoelectric effect or the photocurrent. Our fourth observation is effect of potential difference on photoelectric current. Very important concept. Effect of potential difference on photoelectric current at constant frequency of incident radiation. At constant frequency of incident radiation. Frequency is kept constant, and we know that that frequency is constant and it is greater than the threshold frequency. If we plot the graph, from the graph we explain this concept, that is the effect of potential difference on the photoelectric current at constant frequency of incident radiation. With the help of graph we easily explain this concept. Suppose this is the accelerating potential, or this is the potential curve graph axis, potential. Here there is accelerating potential towards the right, here there is a retarding potential, that is the negative potential towards the left, retarding potential, and we call this as collector plate potential. This potential is the collector plate potential, and a photocurrent along this axis. This is photocurrent, or it is a photoelectric current, photoelectric current or photocurrent. Then we plot a graph, we get a different graphs like this for different intensities, and then we explain these graphs one by one. This is minus V0. This collector potential is minus V0. It is called as stopping potential, minus V0. Then this is graph for the low intensity. Intensity increases. This is last one graph is for high intensity. And see here, these currents remains constant. We call it as I01. This is a saturation current, I01. This is I02, and this is I03. And here we study the effect of potential difference given to this collector and emitter on the photoelectric current if frequency is kept constant. Here one main thing is frequency and intensity is kept constant. See, first point, frequency greater than threshold frequency and intensity, these two quantities are kept constant. Frequency and intensity are kept constant at fixed value. Main thing is frequency must be greater than the threshold frequency, and then positive potential given to this collector is increased. Photoelectric current increases with increase in this positive potential. Photoelectric current goes on increasing. With this increase in positive potential, at some stage, at certain frequency or certain value of positive potential given to this collector, all the electrons emitted by the emitter are collected by the collector. See, one main thing, frequency of radiation greater than the threshold frequency and intensity of radiation is kept constant. The positive potential is given to this collector. This positive potential is increased, photoelectric current goes on increasing, and at certain positive potential, all the electrons emitted by the emitter are collected by the collector and photoelectric current reaches a constant value or maximum value. See this graph. It reaches a constant value for this intensity. Intensity is constant. Photoelectric current reaches a maximum value, and this maximum value of photoelectric current is called as a saturation current. This maximum value of photoelectric current is called as saturation current. Once this maximum value is reached, even if positive potential is increased, the photoelectric current does not increases. Once the saturation current is reached, then even if this positive potential is increased, already all the electrons are collected by the collector, so photoelectric current remains constant at this value, and we call it as a saturation current. The maximum value of that current is called as saturation current, and this saturation current depends on intensity of incident radiation. If intensity is doubled, saturation current also doubled. See here, these are the graphs for the different intensities. These are the graphs for the different intensities. This is one graph for the intensity I0, for the intensity, low intensity, saturation current is I01. If intensity is increased, saturation current also increases. For low intensity, saturation current is low. As intensity is increased, for high intensity, this saturation current is high. It means saturation current depends on intensity. If intensity is double, saturation current also double. So this is about the saturation current. Now the commutator key is reversed. Now see next part. Commutator key is reversed, and this collector is given a negative potential, or retarding potential is given to the collector plate, and if this retarding potential is increased or this negative potential is increased, at a certain negative potential, all the electrons emitted by the emitter are repelled by the collector. See next part. Commutator key is reversed. This collector plate is now given a negative potential. As this is given a negative potential, it repels the negatively charged electrons. And at a certain negative potential or certain minimum negative potential, at which all these electrons are repelled by the collector, and the photocurrent becomes 0. See here. At the negative potential or at this potential, the photoelectric current becomes 0 because no electrons are reaching the collector, and this negative potential or this retarding potential for which photoelectric current becomes 0 is called as a stopping potential, or it is cut-off potential. Stopping potential or cut-off potential denoted by V0. So what is the definition of this stopping potential? It is the negative potential given to the collector plate for which photoelectric current becomes 0 is called as stopping potential, or it is the minimum negative potential given to the collector for which photoelectric current becomes 0 is stopping potential. Now when photoelectric current becomes 0, what it indicates? This stopping potential is sufficient to repel most of the energetic photoelectrons. As photoelectric current becomes 0, it indicates that this stopping potential is sufficient to repel most energetic photoelectrons with maximum kinetic energy, and hence kinetic energy maximum is equal to stopping potential Ke max is equal to stopping potential into charge on the electron. That is the work done. V0 into E. Ke max is equal to V0 into E at stopping potential, or we write it as 1/2 mv square max. We know kinetic energy as 1/2 mv square. V max is the maximum velocity of the electrons, is equal to stopping potential into charge on the electron, because at this potential the most energetic electrons are stopped by due to that stopping potential. Now in this experiment, this is the negative potential, or this is the stopping potential. If frequency is kept constant, here, see here, if frequency is kept constant and experiment is repeated by incident light of different intensities. See, this is graph for the intensity, low intensity. This is graph for the high intensity. This is graph for the again high intensity. At a certain negative potential, photoelectric current becomes 0. Now in this experiment, these three graphs, see explanation of these three graphs. If frequency is kept constant and experiment is repeated by incident beam of different intensity, the stopping potential is same. See here, main part. Frequency is constant, but experiment is repeated for the different intensities. For these three different intensities, even if frequency is same, the stopping potential remains the same. Stopping potential remains same. Hence we say that for given frequency of incident radiation, stopping potential V0, and hence this maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons are independent of intensity. Stopping potential and hence the maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons are independent of intensity. For different intensities, this stopping potential is same for the given frequency, and as this stopping potential is same, kinetic energy is also same. Hence our main conclusion is, for given frequency of incident radiation, the stopping potential and hence maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons are independent of intensities. They are independent of intensities. So this is the main conclusion here. Now we study the next observation in this experiment. These observations are very important. Variation of photocurrent with collector plate potential, variation of photocurrent with collector plate potential. Collector plate means this plate. Collector plate potential for different frequency of incident radiation. For different frequency of incident radiation. Firstly we plot the graph and then we see the conclusions from the graph. See here, potential. This is axis for photocurrent or photoelectric current. Here there is accelerating potential towards the positive side, accelerating potential. Towards the negative side, there is retarding potential, that is negative potential. And the graph is like this. This I0 is the saturation current, and we see graph is like this. Here stopping potentials are different. We denote it as minus V01. Here it is minus V02. And this potential is minus V03. For the different frequencies, nu1, nu2, and this is for nu3. And one main thing is here, saturation current is I0. This is the saturation current. See here what we have to study? The variation of photoelectric current with collector plate potential for different frequency of incident radiation. Frequency is different. See here nu1, nu2, nu3. Stopping potentials are different for the different frequencies. But saturation current I0 is the same. Here intensity of radiation is constant. One main thing, intensity of radiation is constant. Intensity is constant and frequency is changed. Frequency is changed. These are the different frequencies, nu1, nu2, nu3. For different frequency, stopping potential is different for the different frequencies. For nu1, stopping potential is V01 negative, nu2 minus V02, and for frequency nu03. Intensity of incident radiation is constant and frequency is changed. For different frequencies, stopping potential is different, but saturation current is same. See, for all these frequencies, the saturation current is same. I0 is same. What it indicates? Energy of photoelectrons depends on frequency of incident radiation. It indicates energy of photoelectrons depends on frequency of incident radiation. Stopping potential becomes more negative when frequency of incident radiation is increased. See here, this frequency is greater than this first, this third frequency is greater than this second. Stopping potential becomes more negative when frequency of incident radiation is increased. It is clear from that graph. Stopping potential increases with increase in frequency of incident radiation. And here, for all these frequencies, the saturation current is same. Now we plot another graph and we see another observation from the experiment. From the graph we can easily draw the conclusion. The graph is like this: stopping potential against incident frequency. Incident frequency, and here stopping potential. We call it as V0. along this axis. And if we plot the graph for the different metals, metal A and metal B, this is for suppose metal A, for the graph for metal A, this is for the another metal B, metal A and metal B. If we plot the graphs, these are the straight lines. See here, minus V01, this is the stopping potential for metal 1, minus V02, stopping potential for the metal 2, and these are the threshold frequencies for the two metals. Suppose nu 0 and nu 0 dash. Nu 0 and nu 0 dash are the frequencies. This is graph between frequency and stopping potential for two different metals, that is the emitter A and B. From this graph we draw some conclusions. Stopping potential changes linearly with the frequency of incident radiation. Conclusion first is stopping potential changes linearly, varies linearly with frequency of incident radiation. See here, stopping potential increases linearly for both the metals. Stopping potential varies linearly with frequency of incident radiation for given photosensitive material. That is, for the metal A, the photosensitive material is different. For metal B, it is different. And here, stopping potential varies linearly with frequency of incident radiation for given photosensitive material. For given material. This is our first conclusion. Then see, our second conclusion is stopping potential is 0 at the threshold frequency. See here, this is threshold frequency for the first metal, this is threshold frequency for the second metal. Stopping potential is 0 at threshold frequency. And then our third main conclusion is for different metals slope of straight lines are same. See here, for different metals, slope of straight lines are same. See here, as these two are the parallel lines, slope of straight lines are same, but intercept on frequency and stopping potential axis. But intercepts on frequency and stopping potential axis. Frequency and stopping potential axis are different. Slopes are same for the different metals. Slopes of straight lines are same, but see here, intercepts are different on frequency axis. Here this is the intercept for the first metal, intercept for second. Here intercept on potential axis is minus V01. These intercepts are different. It indicates threshold frequencies different for different metals. What it indicates? Threshold frequencies different for different metals. So these are our conclusions from this graph. Then our next important conclusion here is, this conclusion is also important from this experiment. The photoelectric current or photocurrent, we know this photocurrent depends on the number of electrons. More number of electrons are emitted, photoelectric current or photocurrent is also more. Hence, number of electrons emitted depends only on intensity. Depends only on intensity of radiation. Photocurrent or number of electrons depends only on intensity of radiation and not on frequency. And not on frequency of radiation. It depends only on intensity and not on frequency of radiation, as long as incident frequency is greater than threshold frequency. One main thing is that photoelectric current and number of electrons emitted depends on the intensity of radiation and it does not depend on the frequency. But main condition is, as long as incident frequency is greater than the threshold frequency and potential of this collector is positive and potential of this emitter is negative, or potential of collector is higher, potential of, as long as potential of collector is higher, collector is also called as anode, potential of collector is higher than the potential of emitter, this is also called as anode, this is also called as cathode, and this photoelectric current, hence number of electrons emitted depends on the intensity of radiation and not on the frequency. As long as this incident frequency is greater than the threshold frequency and potential of collector is higher than the potential of emitter. So these are the some observations based on this experimental setup of photoelectric effect or based on this experiment. Okay students, we stop here. Thank you.